first, live, local. This is Good Day Oregon Plus.
Hello, everyone. This is Good Day Oregon Plus. Thanks for joining us. We're live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. So continuing our coverage, we're here every day right after Good Day Oregon, leading all the way up to the noon news. And during this time, we'll keep you up to date on anything breaking. And as you can see there in our lower third that you see on your screen there, we're going to be talking about Clackamas County right now. We have all of this atmospheric river precipitation coming in, and those rivers over there are getting hit not only with what's directly there, but also streaming back down the Cascades as well. So there's a lot to talk about with that. We've got Scott Anderson from Clackamas County joining us right now. And Scott, thanks for being here with us. To start off, I guess, I just want to ask you, what are some of the big things that you guys are watching out for right now, and that people should be aware of?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me today. Really, the one river we're currently watching very closely is the Clackamas River in Estacada. It's currently predicted to reach a major risk level for flooding, and that's predicted to crest by 4 a.m. Friday. So we're going to be monitoring all the flood gauges during this time, and you can find all the flood gauges if you go to our website, which is clackamas.us, and it's right there, and you can get all sorts of information related to sandbag locations, how to sign up for public alerts, and just general tips on how to stay safe during a potential flood.
Yeah, I mean, when we're talking about the Clackamas, in those communities that it goes through, like Estacada, so I guess, how much are you concerned? Like, how big of a flood are we talking about potentially with this?
That's a great question. The simple answer is we don't know right now. We know that the most heavy time for rainfall it started at 10 a.m. this morning and it's going to go until really 9 o'clock. As we all know, weather here in Oregon can change kind of at the drop of a hat. But this is something that we're very closely monitoring across our emergency operations center here at Clackamas County.
For those people in those flood zones in these areas where the watches are on, like Clackamas or any of the other ones that could turn into this as well, what are some of the big things that people should be thinking about if you're in one of the flood zones, say it's not flooded yet, but just to think ahead to be prepared?
Yeah, one is, it's really about driving. Don't attempt to drive through flooded areas. Water can be deeper than it appears, and only 12 inches of moving water can carry away a small vehicle. So, and even less than that if you're even walking around. I think it's about 6 inches can knock you over. Another good thing to do is really report on clogged drains, street flooding, or other hazards to your local public works or non-emergency dispatch line. Clear leaves and debris from gutters, storm drains, downspouts, to help keep the water flow away from your home. And hopefully people can review their household emergency plan and make sure essential items such as medication, warm clothing, flashlights, those things are easy to find. And circling back to driving, we're encouraging folks to use Trip Check for the latest updates on road conditions and closures. And what can happen is if you are driving, you may see a road closure, and then you're going to turn around and take another route that you're perhaps unfamiliar with. So really be cognizant of where you're driving, and are you familiar with this road? Does this road flood? Often, has it ever flooded? Just good things to think about. And the overall key message is stay safe, turn around.
Yeah. With this amount of precipitation that we've had here, over this last week and a half when the soil was dry before, as we come out of the rain, later on, once the rain stops, how much of a concern will flooding still be after that? And what should people be concerned with when it comes to potential landslides?
Yeah, landslides is obviously a concern because last week there was another flooding event, so the ground is already really saturated. So of course, again, that's something that we're monitoring too with our emergency operations center, with our disaster management team, and the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office.
So everything, yeah, right there, just to really be paying attention to all of that. And I'll just say, for anybody watching, we're in the Good Day Oregon, or the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. So if you're hearing noise behind me, we have a toy drive going on as well. So as we're talking about this, so just to clarify what's happening there. But looking at this kind of situation here that is out there, are there any other safety tips and safety things that people can be doing? On top of that, you certainly shared some here already, but just things that people should know and just to be prepared for.
Yeah, I think I've already mentioned several, but I think another key one is please don't call 911 unless there's an immediate threat to life or safety. Our emergency or our 911 dispatch center gets a lot of calls, and we're hoping that we know that they can answer all of them, but when the lines get clogged up with maybe not emergency calls, that's when we start to see a backup. And so we're really hoping that folks will use 911 when there's only an immediate threat of life or safety.
If somebody is going around a corner and say they come across a flood, since this is a rapidly evolving thing, if somebody comes around a corner, say they're driving down the road and they see a flooded river and there's no indication that authorities know about that, where should they call to let people know?
Yeah, it depends on where it's at. So Clackamas County takes care of roads that in unincorporated areas. So you would call Clackamas County, and you can find that information on our website at clackamas.us. But if it's in an incorporated area, you should call their public utility agency.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. With all of this, yeah, I'm sure that's a good possibility, especially as you're driving around some of those rural roads, coming across something. And then also, as you mentioned, don't try to drive through it. Turn around. That is very good advice. Well, Scott, I want to say thank you very much, for joining us too, just to talk about this and just to get the word out there. So to recap, Clackamas River seems to be the big one that you're watching right now. Any others that you're concerned with that could reach that extra flooding stage?
Yeah, we're also looking at Johnson Creek. That one tends to flood. That one's near Sycamore. That one again we're watching, but I think the one that we've got our eye on really is the Clackamas River in near Estacada.
Okay. All right, well, Scott, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for all you do and keeping people aware of what's going on out there and keeping track of all this. Thanks for being here on Good Day Oregon Plus.
Great, thank you.
And for everybody watching, again, we are live streaming here, so we're getting you this news as soon as we get it, and we get to have these longer conversations like we just did with Scott there about Clackamas County. So important info to get out, and we've reiterated it, but it's a good thing just to think about. Don't try to drive through the floodwaters. I mean, and I'll say, I admit, I've thought about doing it myself before. I'm like, hey, it doesn't look like it's that much water. It does not take very much to really get yourself in trouble. And once that happens, you could be on your own out there. So it's not worth it. Just turn around. That is the big safety news that we're getting out there. Okay, we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to keep on giving you these stories that we're covering here throughout the morning, throughout the day, and then as we go into the evening, we're going to be here all day with you, but we will take a break right now. We'll regroup, and whatever platform you're on, I'll be right back on there. And we're heading towards our new news, so it's 11:41 right now. So we've lots more to talk about and to get to you. So we'll be back here in just a minute with more.